Warning! This video contains adult content not suitable for children.
Hey, what's up? This is the Kokomo Press Podcast. I'm Jordan, and as always, I'm joined by...
I'm Jordan.
Jordan.
Today we have...
Michelle.
Ratcher.
Yes.
Ratcher.
Yeah. The infamous Michelle. I always do a little bit of the infamous. Yeah, you always end up playing all of the roles on our skit of like all these we're like, we need a woman. If only we knew a woman that can act. Oh yeah, it's Michelle every time.
It's Michelle.
It's
Michelle every time.
You just don't know very many people around here that do, maybe, or just
we also when you meet somebody who can do it and we know it's going to do it well, then you just keep calling them. I think that's part of it.
Yeah, maybe I'm also usually typecast as like a dirty stripper or...
That's all Brian. Every time it's Brian. In my head, I'm like, can we come up with something different, Brian? He's like, no, we want her to be a stripper. We want her to be like a bad mom. He's like, let's do all the things that you don't want to like portray yourself as in real life. He's like, let's do that on skits constantly. Like,
I love it. I love being some stupid and comedic. That's my thing, yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like that's Brian's thing with all of us. Because usually I'm either arrested or, somebody's baby daddy that's living off of somebody.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Yeah, it seems to be something with him every single time where he's like he typecasts his characters.
Yeah.
And I'm always he's like, Jordan wore a dress one time. We're gonna put him in a dress again.
Yep.
Because he knows. Because his comedy hits. He's one of the funniest guys I've ever
he's
known.
hilarious.
He's so funny, and so his stuff is always funny too.
He just has he doesn't post a lot, but when he posts, you're like, yes.
we're gonna change that.
Yeah.
We're gonna change that. Like 2022.
Good luck.
We're gonna fucking change that. Like I don't know, Brian. We're gonna change that. Me and Brian have some plans. I've been getting in his ear, and
there you go.
He's gonna post more.
You guys work near each other, right?
Yeah.
So you get to bother him and like.
Yeah.
He hit me up. He wanted to. We were gonna. So this is. We shoot these on Sundays and then it comes out on Monday. But we were gonna go. They had
last week.
Last week. Well, we had. Sometimes I have so many issues when I'm trying to upload this shit with YouTube. It's just a pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we were gonna go. They had the Christmas parade, so that's what I was gonna bring up. The Kokomo did their first Christmas parade that they've done. They used to be a big tradition around here. They scrapped it, and then they were gonna do it last year, and then something happened with COVID or weather or something. So then they moved it to this. They're like, we'll do it this year. They did it. They did it yesterday, and Brian and I were gonna go up there, and we were gonna live telecast it as like Macy's Day Parade people, and the whole time just make up stories about every float that aren't true. Like,
Dang, I wish I would have done this.
Yeah.
We wanted to do it so fucking bad, but we needed a cord.
Oh.
So there's a cord that I need to run from this Zoom H6 into like a phone or an iPad or anything, and then it would allow like the audio to go back in so that we can project it out for people. So I need to have the audio to two microphones, and then the audio would go back in.
You could have just done something like a Facebook Live from someone's phone.
That's what we were going to do, but we wanted to have better audio because the thing is, those things live and die with audio. I don't know how many Facebook Lives, you probably watched a few of them. I don't know how many Facebook Lives you've watched, but most of the time when you do a Facebook Live, you're like in a room quietly like this.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be at a big event outside with the wind, with all the stuff.
I see a lot of World Star type.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
lives.
Yeah.
They get mad views.
For the culture.
yeah,
but it's people like, yeah. It's like, but it's not, you don't watch it because you think it's a production. You watch it because you're like, this is a train wreck. And that was what I was afraid of. Is that we wanted to have microphones, we wanted to wear pea coats, and we wanted to stand there with earmuffs, and we wanted to be like, yeah, Sean, we're out here in the,
The next time you guys want to do something live like that, just let me know, and I wouldn't do it on my TikTok Live. I rarely use that.
Yeah.
But then you can get people to send money and shit.
Oh shit, money! We need some money anyway.
We do need money
we
for
need
sponsorship,
money.
so we don't need cords and
things
like this.
But we're gonna work on
the cord's $15.
Things like that, yeah.
Hey, buy a shirt.
Yeah.
Just saying. When my
actors.
brush goes up,
your
mouth goes shush.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
get our cord.
Such a weird. I can barely tell it's a brush. It looks almost like your middle finger.
I was like, I thought it was a walkie-talkie.
We're working on stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. My son made this, so
I
buy it
liked
because
it.
my son made it.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So what is it for?
It's for my wrestling gimmick.
Okay.
For the curator. So
he's an artist, so he's
Let me
the
see
brush.
the stretch it out so I can see.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. That's his like know your role and shut your mouth.
Yeah,
type thing.
basically.
I like it.
When my brush goes up, your mouth goes shush.
So he's a heel. He's a heel. So when he gets in front of the crowd, he's always mean to them.
Yes, people love me. Let me tell you.
Are you like? Do you have like that? Is it a character like a name like that's on like a social media platform, just like a profile?
Yeah. You really got to follow my stuff.
I know.
swear.
This is my first
enjoy
time
it.
really, like,
It's really
I've
good.
seen like
Yeah.
a picture in passing on someone's thing, and I didn't realize what it was until just now. So
I am the marvelous Mr. Bell. I am the right now I'm the commissioner of AACW wrestling promotion here in Kokomo. And I am an aspiring wrestling manager. So we're
Nice.
working on things.
Yeah,
So.
he's also
Hey.
the curator. That's
Yes.
also one of his
The
nicknames.
curator.
He's
That's
smart.
right.
He's like, you get as many nicknames as possible, and you throw them on there as soon as possible.
Well, I can also change my nickname so many times because I can be the curator of chaos, or like I'm trying to transition into the curator of culture. You know.
Okay.
He's trying to curate the AACW and make it in his image, which is that's in his character is the more beautiful.
Just
image.
trying to curate a little class.
Yeah.
You see that.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's easy.
I love that.
It's fun. It's all sparkles, and he's like always so like shiny and sparkly, and it's like this artsy thing. And like half the time he's just like painting like a smiley face. He's like, I'm an artist. It's hilarious.
Some happy trees and
Oh
shit.
my god. I'm so sad. I'm just now finding out about it. But
Oh.
I'm happy I'm finding about it.
Oh,
He shoots these hilarious promos.
There's a plebby of stuff. I need to shoot more, which is kind of the problem.
You guys are on a break right now. I feel like you guys are in a little transition period for the holidays.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this kind of hiatus and like, you know, use it.
Yeah.
Need some time off. So like
We've talked about shooting something because
There's stuff coming. Yeah, I've kind of passed that. I'm over it now.
Oh, you're over it? No, let's bring it up. This is the place to bring it up.
No, I'm cool.
Okay.
I'm not gonna talk about that one.
Yeah. Are you gonna keep it in your bag, or is it something you just completely?
Yeah,
drop?
we're just gonna keep that there for
cool.
later.
All
Is
right.
it your guys' OnlyFans you're
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
together?
We're doing.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that one's out.
That's
works.
out.
Yeah.
Oh. That's the only way we make money.
Your duo one, like your joint account you have?
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's called the 69 Bros. It's just
right.
a 69.
The Jordans and have the names Jordan like this. Like a
Jordan and
right.
Jordan. Upside down and inside out.
Like it.
2J's is like a 69. That's a good call.
I'm smart. This is how I know things.
I have vision.
I do. Indiana holds me back.
Yeah, Michelle's gonna be like the greatest porn director of all time, but that's all gay porn.
Absolutely. You'll see me. No, you won't.
You won't see me.
I'll be the director. You won't see me.
Somebody.
They don't get paid. They don't pay me enough for that.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's the problem with doing local productions in Kokomo. As much as we all do stuff, none of us will ever get paid.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
for the love of the game. Yeah.
One day maybe you hustle enough, it might work, right?
Well, it's more like a trade situation. Like I have something I need help with, kind of situation, or like, hey, I've got like some baked goods I can give you, kind of thing. You know.
Yeah. Brian's pretty good at giving out baked goods.
I like baked goods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baked
Love
with
baked
love.
goods.
with love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about
Sanitary love, hopefully.
sanitary love.
Yeah.
Nobody wants just.
Some
people might.
You know what? You have to like caveat this shit sometimes, right?
You're
Because
right.
like people are gross. Fuck y'all.
People are gross. Don't bake stuff with love unless you let people know ahead of time. Don't
Right.
do it secretly.
And what kind? There's many different kinds of loves. Some loves don't belong in baked goods.
No, yeah, that's true. That's true. So I do want to bring up the company though, because we literally watched. I watched the newest episode the other day, and then I was like, "Sure, you gotta watch this new episode."
Yeah.
Which we really liked. I think you guys are on, so far released. You guys have 5 episodes released, right?
5 or 6.
5 or 6.
Well, I mean, we had like an intro episode. I don't think they've actually considered that an episode. So,
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah. I watched the newest episode is the one with the COVID mask, right?
Yes.
So that's 5. Yeah, it's 5 then. So
Okay.
I think it's at episode 5. I usually try to keep up on them, and I follow the Fourth Wall Players page, so it pops up on my YouTube, and I'm on YouTube. I'm a dude, so I'm on YouTube way too much. Like, I don't know why.
That's the only thing I watch is YouTube.
Ball it. Dude,
I've got a
you're
big-
the coolest.
You know.
Got a big YouTube
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
YouTube following, it's real big. No, I
Yeah.
really don't.
No,
I don't have
your
any.
TikTok's pretty big though.
Yeah. TikTok's the only thing that I have any kind of numbers on.
Yeah. But that's like that to me. Not to get away from the company, but to me, your TikTok is like TikTok is perfect for you and your personality and how
My
like,
randomness.
Yeah, it's like you do,
My ADHD.
and you're good at doing all the acting, like your facial expressions and stuff. I feel like people enjoy that on there because there's a lot of lip sync and weird stuff on there that I'm like never really been into, but at the same time, like it's big on there.
Mm-hmm.
But I did one with you, which was funny
Yes, it
because
was
I saw
fun.
yours and I was like, I'll just play the girl role because you played the guy role, and I was like, we can make this funny, and then I did one. And it's my biggest. It's the only one I have any good views on.
Yeah.
Because of her.
Yeah, it's because of her. Hers are good. I like the I don't know a lot about TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
Like I don't know.
I don't either.
I use
I really
TikTok
don't.
like I don't even know how to do what you do on TikTok. What I just upload the shit I already have on to
yeah.
TikTok.
There you go.
I'm like, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Another place.
Yeah, another hole.
Yeah. Another hole to fill. Another hole to fill. What? There's more?
Always more.
There's always more.
But like I love the like side by side ones that you do because they're just always spot on and funny. And
The
then
side by side ones.
or like when you take like the scene ones.
Oh, the duet ones.
yeah,
Okay,
that's
yeah,
what they're
okay.
called. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Side by side. See,
Yeah.
we don't. We're
Yeah,
so
see.
not TikTok people that we don't. Even
I mean,
know.
I wasn't sure if you meant like if like I'm turning my head side to side kind of thing, or like I don't know. There's so many different things. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know TikTok. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get lost.
You're the expert we know, and you're like, I have no idea. What's
I have
going
no
on.
idea. I just started it not
The
even a
experts
year
are really
ago.
my kid. My kid knows everything about TikTok. He said, I remember one day he came in the living room crying, and I was like, "What's wrong, bro? Are you okay?" And he's like, "They banned my TikTok."
Oh no.
And they lost his TikTok, and it's because he
Felt
put his
that.
age on there. That's all it is. They're so young; they're not supposed to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Apparently, he
Yeah.
put his age on there, and then he was posting like goofy stuff, and they're like, "You're too young to be on here." So
Yeah, I won't let my kids have them
Yeah.
because I see how men are nasty for one.
oh yeah.
There's lots of them on there that are nasty, and I don't want my kids to go on there and see my stuff and see how gross men are, especially towards their mom.
Yeah, that's where it gets a little
Yeah.
bit. I mean, unless you just set their accounts for them and then block them.
They're smarter than me with technology. They
That's
figure
true.
that out. They
They pick it
probably
up
already have
quick.
TikToks.
Pick it up quick. That's what he was like. I just have to use my old one, and it was like Jesus is #1 or something. He has like some fake troll Jesus account. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I don't know. I just had it on here for. So like he's got all these funny things. But the funny thing is he's actually good at creating the videos on there, and he knows all the little apps that you do that you work in conjunction with to make what you're looking for. And it's
The tutorials and stuff.
oh yeah, like he does all these little videos where like where it slows the music down, and it's always like Juice WRLD or like Triple X or something.
See, I think it's a good intro to kids to like for movie production.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it's amazing.
Yeah, the things that you can learn. I mean, I think it's a clunky app in general, or I'm just not very technologically literate as I like to think that I am. But the only reason why I started it to begin with, I refused for the longest time. The entire time we were at home for COVID of 2020, I was like, no, not doing it.
Yeah.
I was afraid it was going to suck me in. But I downloaded it at one point, and I was like, this is dumb. I'm not doing this. So I got off of it. I was like, I'm not a 13-year-old little girl. Little did I know. So in March, I started it to try to get my voice acting up and going.
Yeah.
Because I know nothing about it. And so I knew some people start their media through TikTok and different things like that. And
There's an
learn
avenue.
things.
Yeah.
And
There's an avenue. There's a route.
yeah. And that's how I had originally started it. But then what really took off was because TikTok is random.
Yeah.
Their algorithm is totally random. People get blown up for no reason at all. I had a video that got blown up with just me talking to the camera about bruises on my chest from my toddler because he's a beast of a kid even then. And that blew up, but with a bunch of men.
Yeah. Which is even worse.
Because men are gross.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, that was from a baby? Oh, sad. And it's like, what are you talking about? It's my kid.
Yeah, they're like
I'm sure they said some of the worst things.
the worst.
I'm sorry. Men are gross.
Men are
Yeah,
gross.
fuck yeah.
I'm used to it. Like my whole life, I've been used to guys being gross, so I'm not
Yeah.
offended by it. I knew that was a possibility.
Yeah,
It's
you're
just
not
a-
naive to it. You know it
Yeah.
exists.
I'm not like these men said these things to me. Like I'm not.
That almost makes me feel worse when I watch women do like almost like it's like a fake naivety. Like I didn't expect when I did this. That
Nah,
men would
yeah, you
think
could've
that I'm
kinda-
attractive, and I'm like, nah.
Like, not to be apologetic for anyone, but you should expect that because people are fucking stupid.
Yeah, gross. But you knew. You already knew.
Yeah.
I knew
Dumb.
guys were gonna, I knew that. One thing I was not expecting though, like I have moles on my body,
Oh,
like
God.
just random moles. in certain cultures, certain countries, because you can look at your analytics and stuff on TikTok, but there are certain countries where moles are considered like so like sexually arousing, apparently. So like in my early days on TikTok, when people were getting banned for everything for a second, or like temporarily banned anyway,
Yeah.
I was banned because of my moles.
We know the country, and the country is called India. They're very weird.
No, so I don't think it was India, but
No.
it is Middle East.
It's
It was
Middle Eastern. They're very weird with like body, like not. It's like natural body. I say natural body modifications, but that doesn't make sense. But it's like natural body blemishes and differences. Like I know in the Middle East and in like India, it's a big deal. India is a big deal with any like the kids are born with like a horn, and they're like, oh, it must be a god. Like there you go. Like there's a big thing about that where like kids have been born with like tails and shit, and they're like,
yeah, my moles make me a freak too.
The one girl had a mole right here. Make me a freak. Had a mole right here, and they're like, she's got her third eye open, and she was like running the village just from that. I was like, it's like the craziest stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I was born in the wrong place. I swear to God, man.
I say that often. Not, I mean, I shouldn't be here.
In Indiana,
in the U.S. of A.
USA,
All places.
USA.
I landed in Kokomo.
I know.
Like,
I got out of Kokomo for like 6 years of my life, and it still sucked me back in.
insane.
I got
we
out.
all did.
I got out, but I wanted to come back because I actually enjoy this. I'm actually it's probably why I have so many things that have the word Kokomo in it, is because I actually enjoy this place. And I have a good time.
It's
You have a
home.
good time.
I love it here, but
It's stifling to a lot of goals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of that, like the barriers of like I say show business, like it's showbiz, baby. But the barrier to like doing these things because of TikTok, because of YouTube, because of all these different social media avenues, they've kind of come down a little bit, and they're you're able to build a following living in the Midwest now, whereas before you had to move to LA, you had to move to Nashville, you had to move to Florida, you had to move to New York, you had to go to the places where things are. Now you can be found on a TikTok.
That's why I started it. I'm
it's
like,
great.
I'm not going to go anywhere. Like I started, like there's this website you can go backstage.com. So it's basically like a LinkedIn for acting.
Oh.
So you can post your resume on there, and then you can also find different hiring gigs.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity. I was requested to apply for it's called a merchandise model or merchandise represent, something like that, for the Dave Chappelle show when he was here in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
And that was the day after my surgery. So I couldn't do it.
Man.
I could have just walked around in his merch and met him and everything, got paid to do that.
Yeah.
Literally not work, like not to me walking around is not work.
No.
But I could.
But you better pay her.
Yeah.
It's better pay her.
You better
She's doing
pay
it.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not work, but you
It's
gotta
my
do it.
time.
Yeah.
I'm worth my
Time's
time.
up.
My time is valuable.
Yeah.
Facts.
I've got kids.
I've got kids. I got mouths to feed, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. I'm working full. Well, I go back to work tomorrow. Working full time.
How you feeling after your surgery?
I feel pretty good. Like
You've been talking about it, right? So it's like out there.
Oh yeah. I'm not a super private personal.
I've
person.
noticed that about you, which is also it's kind of cool. Like,
Yeah.
Brian, that's what we were talking about. Brian's that's why he doesn't post very much, because when he posts things, it's like jokes or like, I was at WrestleMania or something, something like that.
Yeah.
Or I went to AEW. It's never like, but like, hey guys, just so you know, this is what's going on in my life. And
Right.
Where it's like, I do that, you do that, you do that.
I mean, you do have to be careful. You don't want to be like, I live at this place with this place,
Yeah.
and I work here, and this is my address, and
Oh, I do all
my
that. I'm
social
like, come
security
at
number.
me, bro. Well, it's all public knowledge.
Yeah.
If you're a crazy person, it's public knowledge to find out where I live, because you can just look at my taxes.
well, you just make it easier for him, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
I
as a
guess.
woman, I have to worry about that.
Yeah. It's way more of a
Not that you're not pretty.
XX chromosome
You
thing.
boys are very pretty.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Jordan's pretty enough.
I get told that too much. So.
Very pretty. Just
Sometimes.
too much.
Well, I mean, you get your nails done, you do the pretty colors in your hair, and you wear the beautiful pink shirts, and
Yes.
everything's like, you're so pretty.
Yeah.
They'll snatch you up.
Yeah.
I already snatched up, so.
Well, I'm saying they're gonna snatch you up in a van and like take you somewhere. You gotta
Oh.
be careful with the crazies.
Well, as long as they feed me.
Let me
Might.
smoke.
They might.
Yeah.
Just feed me and give me wrestling.
Your TikTok's blown up though. Like I've seen you have a lot of views all the time, right? Like
It's just a really random hit or miss. But there was a while that I wasn't really posting a whole lot, and it started to dip a little bit. And then one of my videos got a random
spike.
Yeah. And then I started posting more regularly, especially since I've been down for my surgery. I had surgery.
Yeah.
I've been off for 4 weeks, and I was literally going crazy. And so I've been posting a lot more and being able to have that time to create and all that. And
do they do any hormone replacement therapy for you when you do that? I don't know if you want to get. I don't want to get too. I don't. I've always wondered about that because I know.
Oh, I'm totally.
Just for the people, do you care if we say what the surgery was? No. It was a hysterectomy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And you had like polyovarian cysts. Did you have that?
No, it's different than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew you had something that you were dealing with a lot with your. So you're like, let's just call it quits. I'm not having any more babies anyway. I got plenty of them.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm actually so I started recording video like a process because I try to find like healing journeys on YouTube, and it's really hard to find those things. And so I wanted to be able to put my story out there for other women who might.
They're very valuable. Mm-hmm. Anything like that.
Yeah, I watch YouTube all the time. I know other people could get benefit out of that. So when I very first started my YouTube, actually, it was a long time ago. As my weight loss journey after my first daughter, or for my first child. She's now 12, so my YouTube's been around for a minute, and it still has very, very minimal things going on with it. But, so I followed my journey with weight loss, and then I end up following my second pregnancy, and then I followed, after that, my weight loss with a tummy tuck, so I had a tummy tuck. So that healing process I did put on there. Wow. So I wanted to do this one too. So I had a hysterectomy, and I also had my ovaries, I only had one left anyway. It's called an oophorectomy. So she gone, everything gone.
You got a lot of space in there.
Praise Jesus.
Real estate. There's a real estate venture down here.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how that works. But
everything just kind of falls into place at that point. But so all that's gone. So because as a woman, that's where the majority of your hormones come from your ovaries. When the majority of women who have to have a hysterectomy, they try to leave the ovaries in place if possible, so they don't go into menopause early.
Yep. But in your case, you'd have to.
I had to. Yeah. The majority of my problems were from my ovaries. I had recurrent dermoid cysts or teratomas. So these aren't like regular fluid cysts like polycystic ovarian.
That's what I was thinking.
So these fill up with matter. So they're stem cells. This is how my doctor described it. I'm not just making stuff up. So that your stem cells, everyone has stem cells that come from that. My stem cells that are still in my ovaries were mutating and just creating random parts. Yeah. So like two of them were filled with hair. Black. The first one was black hair. The second one was black hair. The third one was blonde hair and a tooth.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm like, teratoma is Greek for like monster or something like that. So rightfully so. So my body kept making these, and they're like, okay.
So that movie Teeth was about you.
Yeah,
you ever seen that? With the girl's got the teeth in the vagina.
Yeah.
The guy has to R her, has the R-A-P-E her. It's very satisfying to watch. I bet if you're a woman, you're like, yes, take that dick.
I think you can say that word because we don't like. We don't put in ads.
I don't want to put. Not that I want to trigger warning on it. I'm just saying. We talked about it one other time. We bought that subject I brought up, and I put a trigger warning just so people knew. And I'm like, I don't want to say the word and then piss people off.
What word are we talking about?
The R-I-P-E word. R-A-P-E.
Oh, I thought you were talking about vagina. I was like, are we really saying we can't say vagina?
No, we're literally talking about vagina, penis.
I have a vagine.
Yeah,
the vagine's still there. They don't take the vagine. They just take
it. They didn't just sew that bitch up and say it's over. Bye.
No.
You don't need this no more.
The hole's gone and everything.
That's an office joke, right? He's like, I thought you had. He's like, you don't have a vagina or whatever. If it works for a vagina, can I get that? And he's like, I thought you had a hysterectomy. She's like, I still have a vagina.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Oh dang.
I still have a vagina.
That's so funny.
Yeah, she had her hysterectomy. That's because it's like something to do with like. Kevin did some because they were like trying to figure out what they should cover under the health plan, and Kevin's like has this very specific thing, and they're supposed to be
or like a gynecologist see if it covers.
Yeah. And it was just like she's like, I have a vagina, dude, just because I had a hysterectomy. So funny. But you're gonna they're doing like a hormone treatment though because of this.
Yeah because they took the ovaries. I had already had one removed from previous surgery. I've had many surgeries before. Yeah. So this final one, my doctor wanted to keep it. But then when she got into the surgery and saw it, she said it looked so bad she wasn't even sure if it was going to be benign, which was great. Yeah. So they had to take it and all that. So then hot flashes started coming, which I didn't think was really going to be that big. Annoying, yes. but they were waking. I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
Because you just get hot and cold.
And that's like that's an early menopause thing, right?
No, menopause. I'm in menopause.
Yeah,
as soon as your ovaries are removed, you too.
Gone.
When your ovaries get taken,
my balls are gone.
So when they take the ovaries, you're instantly, as soon as they're gone, you're in menopause.
That's that, and so they're doing like hormone replacement to kind of slow it down, or you're just gonna.
So the hormone replacement it's estrogen. So that is to help me with my hot flashes, but also because I'm so young, I'm only 31.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why I was making the videos, because I didn't know what to expect being so young, and also having the ovaries removed, because that's rarely the case. They want to keep them.
Yeah.
Because the estrogen, it also affects your cardiovascular system, as well as like blood clots and all of that.
Your whole body, your whole chemical makeup is tied to estrogen and testosterone and keeping the levels. That's why people get affected so quickly. When a man turns 30, your testosterone goes down, or it can, most. And so a lot of people will go get TRT, which is like testosterone replacement therapy. Yeah. And so we have a friend of ours that had a hysterectomy, but she still has her ovaries, but they were worried that she still, sometimes even, you can still go into menopause even with the ovaries, because they could just not work. Apparently,
if they stop,
they could just stop producing. She could go straight in. So that's one thing that they were talking to her about, was asking her, like, hey, do you want to? Because what she was worried about is, I'm getting this hysterectomy and everything, I might start growing, they can grow like facial hair and all kinds of stuff. She's like, I don't want that, I'm young. She's 20 something, you know what I mean? So she's going through very similar situation. And I'm talking like 20, maybe 27, 28, like, so like having you do these videos and put them out there, and basically like, here's what's going on, here's the daily response to what's going on, and you do it until it becomes regular. And then somebody like a young woman who's maybe going through the same thing can go on there and see that and be like, okay, there's other people. It's not the end of the world. I can move on. I can expect this. This is what's happened with something. And it gives you an example. And it's great because I do the same thing with like my fasting shit. When I got into doing fasting, I would go on and watch people do their own fasting journeys and watch. They're like, yeah, it's normal to feel this. It's normal. And then you learn, okay, this isn't weird. I'm not dying, because you get scared when you fast, or when you go through a major surgery like that, you can get scared like anything happens and you're like, oh, it's over. I'm dying. It's all over.
There's so many things that could happen you just don't know, and I have to plan ahead. I have to know all the possible things that could happen, or at least to know what to expect. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm like, this is my leg. Something's wrong with my leg, and I know it has to do with my ovaries now. Like my ovaries affected my leg. I make up all these things in my head. Otherwise,
Yeah, I had a real bad. I do that fasting, and I make sure I drink a lot of water. But I woke up at like 4:30 in the morning to a cramp in my calf muscle. I hate this so much, and it just seizes up, and then it's like, and then it's just like, and then for the next 3 days, I'm walking around like I got a softball to the calf. It's like, and then it's like tight, and you can't really rub it out, and that's a normal thing with fasting. Well, potassium, magnesium, any of those potassium, magnesium, salt, nitrates, all that stuff that helps you like maintain water. So you drink, when you fast too much, what happens is your body retains less water, so then you're not as bloated, you've got less inflammation, which is great. But also what ends up happening is you can not have enough water in your muscles, and then they seize. So
so it doesn't matter how much potassium and stuff you've got in your...
You can do it, but the problem is like it denigrates through your system. Like it starts to go out of your system quicker. You just piss it all out, because you don't have enough water in your system to move it and keep it in there. It has to do with it. You just get dehydrated when you fast, because you're not eating all the time, so the carbohydrates are what help keep water in your body.
But so you're still drinking water the whole time you're fasting?
Drinking water when I'm fasting, because water is your most important thing. But you can also do like salt water. But I hate drinking salt water.
Like the any kind of electrolyte type water.
Yeah, but you can't have any sugar, so you don't want to do like Gatorade or like Gatorade Zero even, because like you can have a little sodium, like because they put sodium in that stuff. That's what electrolytes are. You know what I mean? When they're like Gatorades give you electrolytes, right? It's basically sodium. It's salt water. It's magnesium. It's potassium. Those things are electrolytes. So you have to replace your body, but when you don't have carbohydrates to like bond it into you, you start to lose them, and the minerals go out, and you just piss them out.
The human body's a bitch.
Yeah.
I try not to pay attention. I try to just ignore it all. Like, to be honest, like when there's a pain, when there's a pain, it's not real.
It's not real.
You just gotta stretch it out.
Yeah.
A few weeks go by. Okay, I'm still stretching it out.
One day, something's gonna happen. One time, and I'm just be like, "Fuck, man, I gotta cut this foot off."
I got diabetes.
That's and no offense to men, but
Yeah.
men are the worst at going to the doctor when something's wrong, like wanting to pretend like it's not there, nothing's
okay.
So like, and because I used to work at a dermatologist's office, and most of the time when we would see a skin cancer that had been, you could tell had been there for a while.
Yeah.
Like it was unnecessary for it to be like that. It was 9 times out of 10 it was a man.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Or a really big woman that didn't even know it was there.
Yeah, just a
That's
flap.
I feel like that's the scariest. Is if you get like too obese, you like have so many things that happen with your body that freak out.
Yeah.
Just growth, just hidden stuff that you don't see.
Yeah.
It's scary, dude.
How many folds and flaps are you?
Yeah. You got skin cancer, but it's under one of these guys.
Well, luckily the folds, the skin that's in there, that's going to be the most protected from sun.
That's keeping all the skin cancer safe.
Right.
So.
Gotta keep it. Tuck it under.
You guys
there.
probably saw a lot doing the dermatology thing. There's a lot of weird stuff that comes through there.
I loved it. I loved like the weird, gross stuff, And I used to assist with the surgeons, like removing skin cancer. The Mohs surgeon helped out with that, and I remember watching my very first surgery in person because our patients are always awake.
Yeah.
The doctor that I was working with, Dr. Dawes, is an amazing man. He was like, "Have you seen this? We've seen this before." I was like, "I've seen some videos," and he just kind of looked at me. He was like, "There's a chair over there. If you need it, don't feel bad. It's okay." I was like, "No, that's fine." And the skin cancer is on this patient's back, and the patient was already numbed. I missed all that when I walked in, and then he started to put the scalpel in, and as soon as he did, I was like, that back is deep. Like, I wasn't expecting the blade to go that deep. I was like, Michelle, do not black out on your first day. Meeting this man. You've got this. I was like breathing real heavy, and he was just looking at me. I was like, I'm good.
He's been around enough. He knows
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
And then she's like, wakes up and she's like, I'm the patient. I'm now the patient.
There was a woman that I worked with before I worked there, though. She was not allowed to assist with anything like that because she passed out multiple times.
The blood thing, or
yeah, I don't know if it was the blood. Like it's just a natural reaction that some people have. There's no way, like, you're not scared of it, but your blood pressure just drops immediately, so like you just pass out.
It sounds like it has to be genetically.
It
like,
is.
It's some type of genetic memory. It's like an epigenetic memory type of thing where your body's like, I've seen something like this and it didn't turn out good, so let's just knock you out. So if you're next, you're not awake for it.
It's just like, I don't know if it's like that fight or flight thing.
Yeah. It's like possum, but like you don't have a choice. Is it the possum? They're the ones that pass out and die, or do they not? Do they not die? They just pass out. They play.
Oh.
But in these situations,
and then, like,
you pass out.
The fainting goats, like they get so
excited.
Yeah, that'd be me on the floor. I'm so excited and just pass out. And
somebody, I was at the shop last night, and there's here's a scoop for you. Next to Harbor Freight and the AA Collectibles, they're building a bar that's going to have a golf simulator in it. And it's going to have, like, beer and wings and all that stuff. So it's going to be pretty lit there. I'm excited because we're going to...
Here in Kokomo?
Yeah, right over here in the plaza over by, like, Rural King and stuff.
Sweet.
So they're going to put a bar and stuff there, and it's going to have a golf simulator. Well, somebody was talking about it, one of the people in there, and the girl thought they said goat simulator, and she got excited. She's like, they're going to have goat simulator? And there's like, no, golf simulator or something.
Maybe they'll have both.
Bro, have you played Goat Simulator, though?
Is it crazy?
Yeah, Goat Simulator kind of goes hard.
It's a really popular game.
Really
I'm not a gamer at all, and I know what it is.
I know what it is. I've never played it.
My kids play
I've
the
seen
fuck
people
out of
play
it.
it.
So.
I think I might have seen it at your house on your guys' when I was there that day.
I think so, yeah.
I think your kids might have been playing that. That's hilarious, dude. It's such a weird game because it's like you do. Isn't it like you go and
you're just a goat and you just lick things and there's missions and shit. But
you try to do flips and weird.
Yeah. So it's a cross between like Tony Hawk Pro Skateboard and GTA.
Like
but you're a
sandbox,
goat.
But you're a goat.
Yeah.
So you're just walking around as Michael Jordan. The goat.
I was thinking there was like ragdoll. Does it not have the ragdoll physics in it, or no? Is that something else?
I think it does.
It does have ragdoll.
Yeah, some weird shit.
So that's my favorite.
Yeah, that's the fun stuff, man. Honestly, that type of stuff is so goofy and random that you always enjoy playing it because it's like, what the fuck? Is this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. every time.
With my ADHD though, I cannot focus on games. Like I know people with ADHD will hyper focus on games, but my brain just doesn't. It's like, okay, I'm down.
It's not a one size. You two people can have ADD, and one person can literally play games and be the best gamer, and another person like I can't focus on that. Mm-hmm. What are you good at when you do it? I mean, I know. Let's say you take your medicine, and you're on it, and you have your ADD. What superpower do you have?
My superpower.
Yeah. What are you good at? When you're like spazzing.
Spazzing.
I know people that they'll spaz with ADD or ADHD, and they're really good. Like I know people that have had it, and then like when they don't take their medicine, they're like cleaning everything, and they're like then it's almost like an OCD. They're very connected, I guess. I'm
a list maker. Like I love to plan. I like to make lists. I like to like figure out like calendars and like I don't know. It's
make them pretty.
No, it's not even like the pretty thing. Like a little bit,
making yourself over organized.
Yes, I like to make sure like the act of cleaning, not so much. Like I mean, obviously I'll clean, but I'm not like one of those like everything has to be in its place. I'm not like OCD. Good. But making lists is my jam. Yeah. It's like what like writing out a budget and like.
You know what I was just you're saying all this, and all I can hear in my head is the Watch Mojo girl. You ever watch you do YouTube, right? You ever heard of Watch Mojo?
I've heard of Watch Mojo. Yeah.
WatchMojo.com. They do like the top 10 list of everything. They'll do a top 10 of everything, and there's a girl that does a voiceover, and so it reminded me. I'm like, we should just have Michelle do the Kokomo press. We'll do a top 10s with you, and you can just do the voiceover. It'd be so cool. Oh yeah. It's like I'm always trying to get people. Every time we have somebody on the podcast, Jordan's looking at me crazy because I'm always like. Well, you should do a segment for the page. And I'm like, I want people to do all
not wrong.
That's what you got to do. You got to get your feelers out there, and you got to just snatch people up while you can.
We're trying. I think that's what our goals are. Don't tell anybody, but I think our goals are to become like a local entertainment hub, where we're like focusing on things that people are interested in that aren't. It doesn't necessarily have to be funny, but we like funny. But we don't really want to do like we're worried about a lot of other places are trying to like. Manage. I don't want to manage anything. I don't want to manage your business. We'll run ads and sponsor you, but like I don't want to be like. I know some other places are like I want to manage your entire like social media.
Are you talking like a BuzzFeed situation where?
More like that, or like
we just want to be a local promoter hub
of artists
for artists
and creators.
Whether you're artists or of all sorts. Yeah. So whether it's music, art. Acting, directing, anything,
photography,
literally anything,
drawing, anything. I mean, even if you're just really good at like okay, so like we had Scrap on, and he's really great at. He's like this. Sorry, Scrap, if you hear this and you hate this, but I feel like he's like a music savant. Like he's the type of guy he is. He procures music, he understands it, and it's very hip hop oriented. But there's a lot of R&B and stuff, and he listens to other stuff as well. But like that's like his jam. So like having him. Do a segment like he does with his Scrappy Awards every year. He does a thing where he calls these things called Scrappy Awards. So this year he did the 2020, and he gives out an award for each thing, like album of the year, or hip hop album of the year, R&B album. And he's just a guy from Kokomo that we all trust musically because he has great taste and he's a great artist and he's good at that stuff.
That's awesome.
And it's like you trust his opinion, so you want, and then you can debate him and you guys can have a little healthy conversation. So it's fun.
I'm not gonna lie, that playlist was lit though.
So
shout out to Scrap, yo.
Check it out. He actually, and that's what's one of the coolest things about him is he'll put out a playlist like the Scrappy Awards 2021. I don't know if you guys can see that on there. Check it out. It's on it's Music Moses with a Z. Music Moses with a K.
Is that specifically Apple Music?
I think it's Apple Music. He might have one for Spotify. I'll have to ask. I don't really fuck with Spotify like that. That's why I don't have it.
I don't think he does either. To be honest.
He doesn't.
I think he fucks with Apple. And
it's the quality for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I posted something and then somebody got real specific. My buddy Ian.
I stayed out of that conversation.
Yeah.
I was like, nah.
You don't see. I just recently found out you don't have to have an Apple device to have Apple Music.
No, it's just you can't save the song or something. Is that what it is? There's some rule.
Or downloading it.
Yeah, you can't download. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's something in the neighborhood of like you can have 10,000 songs saved on Apple Music at any time. Like just really? 10,000 songs of random songs. Cool. Whereas on the other one, I think you can only have like 1,000 saved or something. That's one of the big things too. Is I have so much music. If I'm driving, sometimes you get spotty reception. I want to be able to keep my music.
It's so frustrating when you're trying to listen to music and it drops. I'm like, okay. That's fine.
Yeah, like
just listen to my breathing.
Yeah, I'll just breathe and stare at traffic. This is the most fun a man can have.
I just sing to myself in the car. Sometimes I'll just do that and not play music at all. My kids hate it.
Yeah, I always enjoy when you do like a Snapchat of you in the car singing. Beautiful song. That's the crazy thing is you as the voiceover work, the acting. You're also a wonderful singer as well. Like,
Thank you.
know? And it's like there's so few of us, you know.
So few of us. You know? And I definitely don't dance though. I don't.
No, you're not
I mean, I can keep a beat, but it's rough.
Yeah, on TikTok, if you're not a dancer, what are you? You know.
I just posted my first dance talk, or I attempted to, and I kept messing it up and kept messing it up. So I just posted the messed up one just to be real, because I don't do the dance talk. I want to so bad, and I just can't.
So one of your counterpoint, your female counterpoint in the company, Anna Ely. That's one of the. I met her in choir in high school, which you know you were in choir in high school as well, all at Kokomo. Fuck Taylor. And then
I mean, it's true.
She's like, I don't care. I always do that, expecting him to have a response like, no, and he's like, I don't care.
Right.
But yeah, we all went to Kokomo, and I knew Anna from Kokomo, and we were in a choir together, and she was always a great singer, obviously. But then we did this Christmas cabaret with the Kokomo Civic Theater, and I had a girlfriend at the time. Her mom and dad were really into that kind of stuff, and they really like, you're such a great singer. You need to do this. You need to do this. So I went and auditioned, and then I had auditioned. I did well. I got a part in it, and then she ended up getting a role. They wanted a lot of age differentials, so there wasn't a lot of younger women in the show. I was the youngest person on the show by far. I'm pretty sure. But she got cast as one of the dancers, so she's I was like, she's a really good dancer as well. So
yeah, from what I can remember, she always did. You guys, was it the show choir you were in together?
I was in show choir freshman year, and then senior year, but dropped because I drama with everything.
I get it. I dropped out. I didn't do choir my whole high school because of the dramas.
It's so much drama, dude. And you think, oh, that's the drama department. No, they're actually pretty cool. They're all fucking in the drama department. The people in choir are the ones with the drama. I know. Let's be honest here.
Listen, I had a purity ring in high school. I didn't do drugs. I didn't even cuss. Okay, I was what do they call it? Straight edge.
Straight edge. Oh, straight edge. Good straight job. Yeah.
Now look at me.
Not you. You did enough for everybody.
Oh, I didn't do nothing until I was 18 years old.
You're such a kid.
Like,
see, I was a hoe in high school. And to be honest, just like we know.
not.
No, I was a serial monogamous. That's the funny thing. It was like the 3 months in between that I would like date a bunch of girls, and I would get that rotation. And
I never had an in betweens. It was just always from one serious relationship to another.
Yeah,
and that's my problem.
Yeah, I always looked at it as like it was a commodity thing, where like I would be like I date somebody forever, and then I'd be single, and then it would like everything would get thrown at me in like the shortest amount of time, and then I'd find somebody I'm like, this is sticking, and then I would date for another year and a half.
They were just throwing themselves at you?
No, I don't mean like
beating them off with a stick.
Hose.
It's a commodity
everywhere.
Just hose. Just get the hose away.
I know the feeling. I'm just gotta beat them off.
Yeah, you gotta beat them off with a stick and just knock them
here.
out. Get out of here, hose. No, I enjoyed like that's the thing when I left for the Navy. I left and then I came back. I miss Kokomo, and it's the small things for me, like even like just like a Coke. Like a fountain Coke. Yeah. You can't get that. You really can't go to a drive up and say, "Can I get cherry inside of a Coke?" They're like, "Well, no, we have smoothies," and I'm like, "I don't want a fucking smoothie. No, what do you want me to be? You want me to be healthy?"
And it is a primary. It's not even necessarily Indiana. It's very Kokomo even or very around because I have a good friend of mine. Grew up and has basically lived his whole life in Marion. He was like, "That's not even a thing in Marion. We don't have that." I'm like, "What?"
Everywhere I go, they have drinks, like drink depots, but it's like they don't have fountain soda. It's always like a coffee or like a smoothie. Like when I was in Washington State, it was like they're like, yeah, we do like there's so many different places that you could drive up and get like a coffee or a smoothie, but you couldn't get a soda. You have to go in a gas station, and then you'd be like, they don't have flavor. They never had flavor. You had to buy flavor.
A cherry Coke with my good ice,
fucking vanilla,
and my
or
styrofoam cup with the plastic straw.
Tell somebody about a marshmallow Coke. A marshmallow Coke or a chocolate Coke. People not from Indiana are like, what the hell is that shit? Or not from here in Kokomo specifically.
I used to make marshmallow Cokes the Cokes went over at Cone Palace. That was like one of my very first jobs growing up. Yeah, and there's a trick. The marshmallow. If you do the marshmallow first,
a lot, actually.
You're a Cone Palace girl. All right, that explains a lot.
What does that mean? Like,
no, you gotta watch previous episodes.
Great.
She's like, 27 of them. Fuck me.
Go through it all.
No, we'll try to find the one. We'll send you the bit. We'll send you the bit. But we've joked about it.
It was a great company to work for as a kid, like a teenager.
The guys that owned the thing, but I don't. Recently, the main guy that owned it passed away. Rest in peace, homie. But like I know that the company in general had always been great, but during the pandemic there was they had, I guess right after the pandemic when they had opened up, they hired a bunch of fucking young bitches that were just being rude to the customers, and people they got what is it, flamed? They got flamed on Facebook real bad about just,
Oh really?
and then they put up an ad like we're hiring smiling faces, and they got real specific, like we need people who are, because like they kept having, you'd go in there and they'd be like, I went last night. Shelby's obsessed with a chocolate chip malt, ice cream with chocolate chips in it. So chocolate chip malt. It's hard when I say chocolate chip malt. It just sounds ridiculous, but that's what it is. And so I took her there last night. You know, it's that time of the month. You got to get your girl some chocolate, and that's the chocolate chip malt. It's her shit. So I take her to go get one of those, and the girl at the hello, like I'm like, can I have a blah blah blah? And she's like, yeah, pull around. Doesn't even say. I'm like,
at Compound.
and that's what I'm saying. That's not normal, right?
Oh yeah.
They hired young, cute women with ponytails and the little visors, and it was always like so nice.
I still have my visor.
You still have it? You
Yeah,
still
it's all
rocking it?
crusty.
I have. So it's all crusty. I don't even know if I can find it because I have so many fucking hats. But I worked at a place called Buck's Pizza. I don't know if you remember that from high school, but it was like it was a big deal. But I have the hat somewhere in here, and I still have it from back. It was like my first, favorite job that I had because it was the only one. It's over there somewhere, I'm sure.
Do you remember your first job? Jordan, all right?
I worked at McDonald's. No,
It's not.
McDonald's.
It's got. I think it's lower. You worked at McDonald's. How was that?
It was shit.
You know, like,
Yeah.
Which one?
Well,
okay.
okay. So, man, dude, I worked at the Lincoln Road McDonald's. I started off there, and it was weird. It was actually not a bad job. I say it was shit, right? Because everything's generally shit. But like, I started there when it was the diner.
Yeah.
Right.
I loved McDiner so much.
So like, it was actually a pretty like cool first job because like I did like expediting shit. I just got people's food ready, right? And I didn't even have to like take it out to them. It was just like got it ready for them. And that's all I had to do. And then they closed the diner, and then I got stuck working at McDonald's for like the next like I think I worked there for like the next 4 years.
Oh,
Ended up
shit.
becoming a manager, and then I quit.
I'm out.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I've never worked anywhere that long in my life.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man.
That says a lot about
I keep a job, man.
me. It
Like,
does.
These hoes ain't loyal. I'm just kidding.
No. Man,
I hate that McDonald's. If that McDonald's like got pushed to the sea, I'd be okay. That's the worst McDonald's.
The Lincoln Road?
Oh yeah, I can't stand that.
It was good when it was a diner.
Of course, yeah.
And then, it was a diner, and then it wasn't a diner, and then I got moved to the Sycamore one when they reopened it, after it closed for a little bit,
remodel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of grand opened that or whatever, when they did that shit. And then I stayed there for a while. Then I got a different job because I was like, man, I can do less work and make the more money if I just go to Sam's Club, right? So let me go do that.
It's like I want my life to be easier.
Yeah.
That specific McDonald's, this is a little Kokomo lore, a little Kokomo backstory. That specific McDonald's on Lincoln and La Fountain or whatever it is at that point. It doesn't become.
It turns La Fountain there.
It's La Fountain. No, it doesn't.
Or is that still Washington?
No, La Fountain is the one behind that's got the soup please. It becomes
that's
it at
right.
the port.
Yeah.
So it's technically La Fountain. That's when you guys said Lincoln. I'm like, people say because it's Lincoln's there and then Fountain's here.
If you're in Kokomo,
Technically,
you know.
by address, it's Lincoln Road.
Yeah. Oh, is it? Is it Lincoln? Fuck me, dude. I always called it La Fountain.
It's Lincoln.
Either way. What's the other one over here that it turns into? What's La Fountain turn into?
Washington turns into La Fountain.
Yeah.
They
I'm
merge.
so wrong. Anyway, I'm so wrong. It doesn't matter. But yeah, it was McDonald's. That was cool. But I'm pretty sure that one's the only one that's independently owned and operated. The other ones are all. It's like they're like
corporate.
For corporate, and that one's a franchise.
It is now. Maybe it didn't used to be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the only reason why they could do the diner part. It's because they were.
They were part of the same corporation that all these.
Well, they're all McDonald's, but I mean, they're the way they're owned.
They weren't.
They were just trying things out.
It wasn't a franchise.
No.
Okay. And it wasn't a franchise back then.
No.
No, it was an experimental thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Well, I'm pretty sure wasn't Kokomo the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the only one. It wasn't.
No,
right?
there was
a couple.
Yeah.
Because there was one here, and then there was one. I want to say somewhere down in Indy, down towards Indy or something like that. They were really only here in Indiana.
Nobody wants a mixed steak.
Bro, they were kind of flame. You know what the best thing was? They made these beef and cheddar melt joints.
Yeah.
And like they made meatloaf melts. Bro, so fucking flame with some McDonald's fries and some like barbecue sauce. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
I'm not bougie. I don't need
I only ate there ever once, and I was just like, this is so weird.
We used to go there Wednesday after church because, again, I was a good, sweet girl.
Sweet girl.
Every
Was.
Wednesday
She said
night.
was.
Every Wednesday night we would go there, and I would get the appetizer sampler because I loved the mozzarella wedges. They weren't even like sticks.
Yeah, they were like little triangles or some shit. Like, yeah, I remember that shit.
Illuminati confirmed at McDonald's.
Yeah, it's good though.
Yeah, I think I only went there once, and it was basically just to be like this. To look
It
around
looked
and
so.
just be like, what
It
the
looked
fuck
so
is going
cool.
on?
It looked like an old school diner.
Well, I know they had like the 10. They did like a thing where it was like the 10 craziest McDonald's in the world, and it made the list. It was
Yes,
like,
yeah, that's why I was like, Kokomo's on this list. That's cool.
Yeah. We always get on weird lists like that, like weird McDonald's, cars, murder.
UFO sightings.
I still don't understand the cars thing.
Yeah.
We didn't make the first car.
We did.
No, we didn't.
Well, you didn't. I did.
We did. Like,
White guys.
dude did it. No, we didn't. What the fuck? They were already. No, whatever.
Well, then why was Teddy Roosevelt here? Huh? Why did he come? Why did the
don't know.
president come to sit in the car then? Okay.
I don't remember the actual history.
I
went there as a
gets
kid
super
for like a
confusing.
field trip, but I was told, I'm pretty sure I was told he was the first car inventor. And then when you Google it, he's not.
He's not.
He's not. Listen, guys.
He's
don't-
like the
don't
first-
slander Kokomo in front of me.
No, Kokomo slandered itself. Look, I don't know what kind of whitewash history they've been teaching us, but I know it's wrong.
Yeah. A black man made the first car.
Everything I've learned
No.
in these cooking schools.
I was messing with you. It probably was. It probably was a black man. It was the whole time. It was.
I mean, maybe.
Chuck Berry did it. He did it. He made the first car, and everybody stole it, just like everything else with Chuck Berry.
Probably.
Chuck Berry deserves way more respect than he got. It's annoying.
It's an icon.
He really is. I mean, and we're not just talking Johnny B. Good either, because that's the one everybody's like obsessed with is Johnny B. Good. But
Yeah.
I randomly got a Chuck Berry thing. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, you're cool. I was just gonna go with it.
I love
but...
Chuck Berry. Yeah, it's the shit. Yeah, and then he had that song that there was a song that a buddy of mine that for a long time ago was obsessed with, a Chuck Berry song that was so inappropriate. He's got some really good inappropriate songs. I gotta look it up because I don't remember it. But
It's funny hearing you say a song is so inappropriate.
oh no, it was like about jerking off or something.
Oh, okay. Good.
Pretty inappropriate. What do you mean?
No,
What?
for that to be how you would remember it or to describe it that it's so inappropriate, it's gotta be just bad.
Oh yeah,
If
it was like. Well, I guess it's all like levels. So it's levels to this shit. So it was like inappropriate for the time that he
Oh,
was
yeah,
doing
yeah.
it. Like nowadays, it's like dick in a box is like
You
that's
hear that on
mild.
the radio.
Wet ass pussy.
I know, wet ass pussy. End of that. Hey, Nathaniel, will you shut up? He's like, I'm like in the middle of a podcast. My son's in the other room, and he likes to yell, and he's like, Nathaniel, get off the Xbox then. It's that simple.
Hey, is it lit or is it lame?
All
right, cool,
literally
yeah.
last night during Fortnite, he was playing and he was in there. Oh my god! Ah! The Rock's on there. They got Rock.
Oh, dude.
Fortnite.
Yeah, I might have to check this out later.
You're not on the podcast. Shut up.
You are now.
You're not on the. Now you're technically on the podcast, but shut up, please. Shut the fuck up, please. I'm just kidding. Everybody's like, that's how he talks to his kid. He's 11. He's heard worse.
Fuck,
here's-
fuck them kids.
Normally I don't acknowledge it. I would like pause this and go around and be like, dude, stop. But I'm like, how many times do I have to tell this kid? I'm in the middle of a podcast on a Sunday morning.
But
It's
the
funny.
plot twist, there's no children in this house. They're
Yeah.
just hearing things.
We're here. Me and you are so we smoked that good shit. and
She's
we're
been
just-
super confused this whole
I'm
time.
like,
She's like, there's no kids in this house. We're actually in a mobile home in the middle of Iowa right now. We're talking about Indiana, but we're not Iowa.
Yeah.
No.
talking about Fortnite. And
Like,
stuff.
I have the weirdest shit on my. I've got Pokemon cards everywhere. I don't know if you saw all my random Pokemon cards. We talked about this last podcast too, and hats. I really. We're gonna remodel because the new season's coming out in the new year, and we're season 2 of the podcast. So we'll be like almost. I think we're gonna get to. Are we gonna get to 30? I think we're gonna get to like either 29 or 30. We might even do a special
27,
episode.
right?
This will be 27th episode.
Yeah.
And then we have one next week. We're gonna stop at 29, so we need to do a special episode one of these days.
We do.
During Christmas, just to get 30. And then we're gonna remodel the back. I want to do the different backdrop, everything. Hopefully, I'm not all saying this, and then people are like, "They fucking kept it all the same." But I'm gonna,
Right.
I want to redo it all. So we're gonna see how it goes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
So you got
just-
to go on the first season though.
I know. Oh, gee.
Yeah, and you got talked about. We talked shit about you with Kelly.
All the shit.
Kelly. That was such a good episode. I really enjoyed doing that episode with him. We learned a lot and talked to him about a lot. And then with you and Anna and Josh and him doing the company. And it's like, you guys I think you guys have dropped 5 episodes. You're like, I don't know how many we've dropped because we filmed way
6.
more. Yeah, maybe 6 episodes.
It's
It's really good.
those things sometimes.
They drop one a week.
I know. But
Every other week.
Is it every other week?
Every other Wednesday. Yeah.
I'm terrible.
Yeah, it's every other Wednesday.
I need to know what I'm talking about before I say it.
I mean, these
Wait a
things
minute, no.
I'll
never do
I
that.
think he said the goal is in 2 weeks is when the first new episode's gonna drop.
Let him know if he needs a Will Ferrell cameo on The Office. You know, when he comes in for I'll come in for an episode and be the boss. Like, we have this new boss for the day. I'll
That's
come in
hilarious.
there, do something stupid, and I'll be the worst boss ever. You guys will hate me, and we'll just create a whole you guys are mutiny, and then you guys kick me off.
You be a substitute boss.
I'll be a substitute boss.
Yeah.
He's asked us, Josh, Anna, and myself to help write skits too, and so if you've got ideas,
I'll help you work. We love writing. That's one of the things that we wrote. I maybe I say we because I'm really annoying Jordan, obviously, but I'm messaging him, and we were talking about doing a promo, and I was writing a terrible rap, and I sent it to him.
like the rap.
I thought it was
still
good. I think it was a good idea.
Yeah.
But I was trying to with this wrestling promo, one of my my favorite old rock stuff was when he would be in front of the camera and he would just be talking shit, and it would be there's nothing going on. It's not a skit. It's just him riffing, talking shit, and I was like, but it's script. It was partially scripted, he has his points he wants to hit, and I'm like, what if we did an old rock where he's like, the sense my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell, down at the end of Jabroni Drive, that SmackDown. Remember that one?
Yes.
That was the shit. That was one of the classics. But I'm like, let's do that, but do a rap where he's making fun of another wrestler. I'm like, that'd be fun.
That would be.
Just create more beef, man. It's great content. Yeah. But also, it was like a break. Have you ever seen the Kanye Best Kanye West put on his Kanye Best? That whole thing. That's basically what I was trying. I was trying to do a version of that with somebody else. So I'm hoping we can still get to do it at some point. I know you're trying to drop it a little bit, but I want to do it. I think it'll be fun.
I think we just need to add more people to it.
Oh, well, we can do it.
Yeah.
You want to do a 12 Days of Christmas? Making fun of ACW.
I think so. Yeah.
Let's do that shit. Let's do that. Sorry, I'm always trying to get in with him and try to do ideas because I'm annoying. Yeah. I like to do things. I like to write skits. I like to do all that, which is why you always get phone calls like, "Hey, will you come over and do this ring thing where there's a guy peeping in your window?" And you're like, "I guess, guys."
Yeah, sure. I'll be the girl who's a stripper. I'll be the girl who's getting creeped on by the guy. I'll be the girl who's being creeped on by the guy. I'll be the girl who's
being creeped on by the guy.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I was not Jordan. You're Jordan's.
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah.
Had asked for me to do a skit with him not that long ago. It was before Halloween or around Halloween.
Yeah.
Because it was going to be Halloween themed, and he never posted it.
Oh.
So, but it was the idea was so funny.
He works on.
His
he works
wife
on
was
these
there,
things.
so we were all a part of it.
I'm just playing.
I'm just saying we were all a part of it.
Yeah,
It was
sounds fun.
He must not have liked the edit or something. He
that's what I'm
works a
wondering
lot.
if he was just too self-critical.
Yeah.
That's just the bane of all of our existence.
That's part of being an artist. It's that's one of the reasons why I feel like we've been doing the work to try to make our page like an artist hub, is so that people have a place to post it outside of because people will post shit on their own page and then maybe get a couple of friends that like it and they're like, man, that sucks. I wish I would have gotten more traction from this. So we're hoping that we can turn our page into somewhere where we can share their stuff and but we were talking to Kelly about on here, one of the things we talked to him about is how the Facebook algorithm fucks all outside outside sources of video and everything. So if you post to YouTube or anything,
external link of any
external
source.
link, that's the word.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember the word you said perfectly. External links just get murdered on Facebook.
Yeah, they get hidden basically.
Yeah.
But see, that's another reason why I went to TikTok, because I don't think Facebook's going to get me going anywhere.
No.
I've learned though, just theory wise, I've learned that I used to tag a lot of people in these things, like when we would put out a show or something like that and put out a bunch of links. I used to tag a bunch of people, and then I kind of scaled back on doing that because we started getting the same people that would like the things, and then I noticed that when I stopped tagging them, I'd still get those same people. So it's Facebook is weird, but it still there's things you can use on it to to retain attention. You just have to work it because it's all tools.
Yeah, you're taking the algorithm and you're bending it over and you're smacking on the ass, because basically when you're tagging people, what you're doing is you're kind of, it sounds bad.
Well, you're forcing
them to
yourself.
see it. They're forcing
you
them to see it. And then when you stop tagging them, they've seen so much of your stuff that it almost stays on their feed.
Yeah,
and you almost just need to start a new tag group. But
You have to spam people these days for them to see stuff, because
You really do.
like these podcasts and stuff. Like you were asking me the other day if I had listened to it or watched
Yeah.
one of them. I can't remember. And I was like, no, I never. Like I'm subscribed and everything, but I have so many notifications on my phone anyway. Most, like all of my apps, unless it's like direct messaging, I don't have those notifications pop up.
The same thing happens with me. I'm subscribed to the Fourth Wall Players stuff in Hohenheim Productions, stuff like that. I don't always see the stuff. Like I did a commercial with Kelly, and I didn't even see it came out until a couple weeks later.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah.
I saw it before you.
Yeah, you were
I
like,
didn't even
"Hey, it
know
was
that.
out," and I was like, "Oh shit, he didn't tell me. I didn't know it was out.
Yeah.
I didn't know I could share it yet." You know, so like,
It's pretty wild.
yeah, things are crazy. But
Yeah, it just gets, there's so much on there that, I mean, so if you want to make it anywhere, you can't be afraid to post bad content, and by bad I mean not good.
all of
Not
it.
polished.
Yeah, that's okay. You can post that stuff because that's how you get better.
Yeah.
I need to put that on a t-shirt and wear it every day in front of a mirror, because that's one of the reasons why I don't post a lot too, is because I'm overly critical to the point where I'm like, I don't like the way this feels, so I'm not going to do it.
That's how we all are, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes it takes me 2 hours to sometimes like just post a 2-sentence post, right? Because like I'm like
You want the right words.
yeah.
There's
and
a beat
I
to
have a
this shit.
concept, and you think something's funny, but you know you got to work at it. So.
Yeah.
There's a beat to it. There's a rhythm. There's a rhythmic like feeling to a lot of jokes. I feel like that a lot of people that write funny stuff don't realize that they're just not finding the rhythm to it.
Yeah.
So like they'll go and write a joke or a concept, and I'm like, ooh, that's a hilarious premise. You didn't find the right beat for it. So like when people are reading, I'll write the same joke 5-6 times, change words, rearrange it to try to find, I think, the funniest arrangement of how I can make this joke work. And then I post it, and I'm like, oh, I got 2 likes, cool.
Yeah.
That's it.
all after that.
Spend hours trying to find the perfect way to do this.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you spend so much of your time and effort, and you're just like so critical of everything that you're doing. At some point, you just have to stop. One, don't care that much about like if it's going to be trash. If you enjoyed it at least somewhat, someone else might.
Somebody might. Yeah.
But then you also can't be afraid of the criticism that you might get back from it too.
Well,
I want
the criticism is the best part, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause that's how you fucking learn, man. Like, what drives me crazy is when you do something and then like people just give you praise for it.
Yeah.
That drives me fucking nuts.
Yeah.
As
Well, luckily you
bad
have
as that
me. I'm
sounds.
annoying with that.
Yes,
if you ask
man.
me, I'm super critical of not only my own stuff but others people's. And
Yeah.
I'm not very good at shutting my mouth. I'll just say it and not realize that it might come off as rude. Because like I had Kelly on here and I was like, I think the first episode, I think it's good, but the first episode kind of, and I was like trying to explain it, but I didn't mean it as mean as I was explaining it. But it's like sometimes I feel like I'm so uncouth when it comes to that shit. I'm just trying to explain my point, which is like I feel like you got the rhythm really well from the second, third, fourth, and the rhythm's getting way better with it.
Yeah.
The first one was a little drawn out, and he's explaining like my favorite part of the first episode was you, and he's like he is what he said. That's literally what he said.
Yeah.
Is that he's like your joke? You had a specific joke in the first episode. I think it was about like your kids.
When
or
I'm
something.
introducing myself, yeah, that was
Trying
all
to become
just
a weed dispensary
right,
guy or
like
something
just off the cuff, off the top of my head, because I didn't know I was supposed to be doing that. So I just right then, that's just what came to my brain.
That's so much fun. Because that feeling is so much fun because you can just you're creating a backstory and you get to decide. But then also you're creating a backstory that you have to stick to maybe after like.
That's
shit.
why I kept some of my characters, like history and quality and stuff, is based off of myself, just to make my life easier, and makes the acting easier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But my life's boring to me, so I didn't want it to be directly off of me, so. Got other stuff in there.
It's a theme. We have a theme on the podcast, or on the podcast that we have creatives on. What's the theme? You already say it.
That you're just whatever character you make is just an extension of yourself. It's just yourself put on like fucking like 20 or like 1,000 or whatever.
Just turn that bitch up to 11 or 20.
Yeah.
Or so it's like that's what he said about specifically about his character that he does for the ACW, and it's like the character. When you write characters, a lot of times. Especially if you're using your own name, because like he's using Jordan Bell, you're using Michelle on the show.
I didn't do that. He just had me keep Michelle. I was like, okay.
I think it's easier that way, and it's cute too because then you get to, like you said, you get to draw from your own experiences and then like ratcheting them up to a point where it's almost like a parody of your own life that isn't real, or like I wish I would have done this, so I'm gonna say I did it. You know what I mean? So like I like that feeling because then you get to just pretend to be something you're not, like just overly do yourself.
Well, when he first came at me with the character, he was like talking about like a hypersexual type situation again. Typecast, hypersexual, whatever. Just a woman, I think. But so he wanted me to do that. I was like, okay, can I?
Sorry.
Yeah. But I was like, oh, that's fine. I'm comfortable with that. It's it's not a big deal for me. And I know not everybody's comfortable with acting like that.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to be funny. I'm like, I don't want to be just a pretty face.
Oh yeah.
Because it's boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you're ever just a pretty face though, because you are a good actress.
Yeah.
That's part of it. I think that it's easy to say, like maybe it's easy to be critical of yourself and be like, I don't want to be just a pretty face, but I think you bring so much more to the table than that. That even if it only calls for a pretty face, you're gonna make it more. I think that, I honestly do. It's one of those things where like I've seen pretty women who can't act. I've seen pretty women who can't act. We've seen them. We've all seen them. They're in a lot of shows on the WB channel or CW now. I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I think that's a cop out. I don't want to just because looks don't last forever. No. I'm not made out of money. I don't have a sugar daddy or a sugar anything.
All inquiries to the Kokomo Press, I will forward them to her. Just kidding. For sugar.
I have a Cash App.
Cash App, baby.
Cash App me.
Yeah,
I am actually looking for investors. I have been for a while to try to get my stuff going. To get my stuff going for my voice acting, because I had started to buy the equipment for that, which is crazy expensive.
Oh yeah.
And being a single mom with no financial support.
Yeah. Yeah, fellas.
Yeah. Just the court
Fuck
system's
that.
broken.
And ladies, support.
So
humans.
But so for the voice acting, but also I've always been I'm a hypocrite right now, but for cosplay modeling, I love that stuff. I love dressing up. It's the actress and the stage actress in me.
Oh yeah.
And because being a hypersexual is easy and gets the views and money and all that, so I was thinking cosplay. And so one of my friends actually recently told me he wanted to invest in just the outfits because it's so much money.
Baller.
I don't have any idea what I'm doing at this point yet, but stay tuned.
Yeah. Is it going to be a TikTok thing, or are you going to do it on YouTube, or are you going to put it up?
That's the thing. So TikTok doesn't get you anything for money. It just gets you views. Yeah. So I'm trying to utilize TikTok as a means to basically like advertisement
grow
for myself.
Your profile,
yeah. Siphon people over to...
You almost need to get like it's like a Patreon thing almost, where you have to get people to like subscribe monthly to your Patreon, and then you can put out content that's
I know there's a negative connotation behind OnlyFans that it's just adult content, but it's not. That's not what it's for.
It's not.
People do like vocal lessons or guitar lessons.
I've seen chefs. I've seen comedians. I've seen all sorts of things.
It just happens to be that they're one of the few places that will allow explicit stuff. So a lot of sex workers move there for that reason. But it wasn't initially. It was supposed to be like where you pay somebody to follow them, so that you can have content and make money
Patreon.
while you do it.
Well,
like Patreon, yeah.
It's supposed to help kickstart creative types.
Yeah.
So I mean,
and then it's like dick,
but
balls,
yeah,
titties.
I mean,
ass.
And you can get that for free everywhere.
It's everywhere on the internet.
Yeah.
It's like it's funny how porn has changed in the last few years because of I think like OnlyFans and all those places really fucked porn up.
Oh,
like,
it has to.
I love it though because now people who do that stuff are getting paid to do it, whereas before it was like people were just posting shit on the internet, and it was just like Pornhub. It's like that nobody's getting paid for that. There's ads maybe, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly people that get paid off that, but I don't know.
Stop jerking off. Subscribe to
girls
near you. Yeah. Well, that's not like every ad for porn. I haven't been on Pornhub in so long because I don't like fake.
In like
porn.
12 hours, it's been that long.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Good job.
I gotta look at it.
Never mind. No.
Oh, hold on. This hand. It's okay.
No, because then
you're right. This one cups the balls.
Yeah.
My bad. You gotta have. It's a whole process.
I understand.
Gotta get the feet involved too. Somehow.
Gotta get the feet involved.
Crisscross applesauce.
Crisscross applesauce. There's no limit to what you can imagine. You always remember the fucking Dewey Cox story when they have the Beatles on there. You never saw that? You ever seen it?
I think
Walk Hard.
I wanted to because I love him so much.
I know.
I love him so
It's a
much.
parody movie. It's satire. So, like,
Yeah.
just,
John C. Reilly is one of my all-time favorite
It has
actors.
everybody. Paul Rudd's in that bitch.
Yeah.
Like, he plays, like, John Lennon, right?
Paul Rudd?
Paul
Yeah, I
Rudd?
think so.
Well, they have, that was the bit I was doing there. There's a point where they're like, Dewey Cox meets the Beatles, and he's like hanging out, like doing drugs with the Beatles, like doing mushrooms with the Beatles or whatever, or acid or whatever. And he's like, and then they start like referencing all their songs and everything they say, and then that's when John Lennon's like, "There's no point, or there's no limit to what you can imagine," and it's like, imagine, oh, it's like, and like everything they did was like, "I just want to hold your hand," like just stupid shit.
I don't. I'm so angry that I haven't watched that. I keep
You
meaning
really,
to.
it's the worst movie, but like
That's
it's
my
It's a
favorite.
rite of
It's-
passage
yes,
for comedy.
yeah.
I swear to God, because it's like everything. Wrong kid died. Like the wrong boy died. Like it's just it's a parody of like those like Ray.
Yeah.
Like the one it's mainly making fun of is the one about Johnny Cash. Right?
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
remember the name of that movie.
Walk the Line.
Walk the Line, Walk
yeah.
Hard. And it's like, but it's a parody of every single one of those, an artist and their hard luck story, and but it's mostly, and it has Jenna Fisher in it, and she's hilarious. Jenna Fisher plays his,
The love interest.
yeah, like what's
yeah.
Johnny Cash's woman? I'm terrible with like,
Johnny and
what's her name? But he plays his version of her character. She plays his version of her character.
Gotcha.
Judy or June Bug. June Cash or something like that. June
my
baby.
alarm keeps going off. Sorry. No, it's the remix tapes version of one of Hamilton's songs. It's My Alarm.
Oh, I know that song. That's the one.
I know it's yeah, when she's teaching him how to count, teaching his son to count.
That's a cute part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they do like a callback to that whole show is just like a circle. Because they do callbacks to everything from before. Like if you watch it, that's one I think there's so many musical motifs in it. It's like a motif like blender in that entire show.
Mm-hmm.
And when they go back, like when he goes to die, he does that. Like when
A lot
the
of
son
reprise.
dies. Yeah. Reprise.
The reprise. Yeah. But it's smart because there's so many songs. Why are you going to write a new song for every song?
Fuck
Just
yeah.
repeat.
Oh yeah.
Like Bo Burnham's repeat stuff. After a while, they're going to be able to sing along if you've never heard it before, but they know the tune.
I think I had that conversation with somebody initially when I first watched Hamilton. Have you ever watched Hamilton? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's on Disney Plus if you guys want to watch it. But
In case you didn't know.
yeah, because you
live
did,
under a
unless
rock.
you're not obsessed with it. But I got obsessed with it for like a minute. I'm not gonna lie. But I wanted to hate on it at first. But it's so repetitive that I feel like that's why it's good. And I don't. It's not. They are talented. The people in it are talented. It's a talented show. It's really cool. The story. I love history. So, 1776 was my favorite for the longest time. The one with Mr. Feeney. You know what I'm talking about? You ever seen that one?
Mm-mm.
There's a whole play called 1776, and it's about the Declaration of Independence. And they do songs in it, and obviously because it's a musical. But Mr. Feeney plays John Adams in it, and it's like, and so he's. Vote yes, sit down, John. Vote for independence. It's the coolest, and I've always identified with John Adams because he's a short, pudgy, annoying person, and that's me. That's literally me. I'm literally John Adams, guys.
You John Adams reincarnated.
But also they have a series too with what the fuck is that actor's name? He's in everything. He was in NWA. He played the manager. What the fuck is his name? I know you know what I'm talking about. But he played John Adams in the series, and Laura Linney played his wife, and it's a great story, dude. It's one of the best. It's an HBO miniseries where they do like but there's no music, but it's just amazing. It's all period specific, and it's got it's ridiculous. Like it's
Not drunk history.
No, I watched the entire
Which is
thing,
also great,
and
though.
I cried at the end,
Wow.
cried. It was so good.
Oh, wow.
And then I told my brother, and he was like, "Whatever, dude." And then he was like, called me. He's like, "Bro," I was like, "What is it?" I was crying, bro. I watched it. I watched the whole thing. He's like, "I can't believe I cried." I was like, "I know." I was like, because they build up this relationship between Abigail Adams and John Adams. That's so, and it's all based on the letters they wrote each other. So it's real. It's not like this fake manufactured bullshit. And they had he respected his wife more than. She's basically a founding father. She is the founding mother. That's how I look at her. She's the founding mother of America. She was so important and integral to like what they were creating. And you know, John Adams is one of the founding fathers who was the most abolitionist, like anti-slavery. He hated all that. He was the one that fought the South for so long to get in the Declaration of Independence that they were going to remove slavery, couldn't get it to work, and it broke his heart the entire time. And so when you read a lot of like what the back and forth between they lost their kids, and it's his story is almost so important to what America was that it ended up. It's just such a cool story.
Could you imagine the people that are whining about the stuff they've got going on in their lives right now, if they would have had to deal with the stuff that they were dealing with when we were trying to start our country?
Yeah. It's an entire. He's like fuck you guys.
I mean, no, she's right.
Yeah.
Because one,
we're spoiled.
Yeah, people nowadays we cry about like fucking Facebook being down, coffee's down, or whatever. Like, but there's legitimate complaints because like there's like
oh for sure.
I don't know. Grocery stores are legitimately running out of shit.
Yeah,
and it's kind of scary.
And you can't drive in Kokomo without hitting traffic or hitting a street that's closed. That normally it's like I can't drive Phillips Street. What the fuck is going on? Like,
I mean, I ran into that problem yesterday. I hope that was because of the parade, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like, I think we say things like, "Man, we have it easier than they had it back in the day," but we have different problems.
Yeah.
We have way different problems.
problems.
we have less problems.
Yeah.
I mean we have electricity, we have running water, we don't really have to worry about food most of the time, you know. Things like that.
Sanitary supplies. That's one of the things that I think people don't realize is so important. Is how like sanitary, like indoor plumbing, like tampons, toilet paper, napkins, like those things were hard
not
to
having
find.
to shit in a bucket, you know, important.
Yeah.
And like, you know,
nothing
has
been
out
more
in the yard. Go poop out in the yard. Fill it back up.
Nothing is more important than to female liberation than a tampon and a running toilet, where you can go and use indoor plumbing. Because for the longest time, you know, that's why they used to have those weird things where they'd make women stay home for like a week just because it's like they didn't want to be out bleeding.
She has the curse.
She has the curse. The curse of the vagina.
That's what they used to call it. Was the curse? She has the curse.
She has it. Burn her! Everyone.
She's a witch.
She's a witch. She's a witch. Speaking of witches, that's us. Witches. Did you see our
Sexy
witches?
witches.
Did you see that at least, right?
Oh, no, I saw the pictures. Yeah. Was there a video with it?
No.
Wow.
We just did a thing. We don't do a photo too.
It was hot.
I know. I was like,
jealous.
Jordan looked really good.
Now you guys can be the bimbo women every time, and I mean, you already kind of were.
I know. See, that's what I'm saying.
That
I don't
was
have
his
any
plan.
sympathy for you.
This
because
was
I
his
didn't
plan all the time. He's like, man, I'm really tired of dressing up as a woman. So like, hey guys, let's all dress up as women. So
sluts, let's go dress up as women together.
And now,
don't make me be the only one.
Now every time he has an idea, he's like, hey, why don't y'all dress up like a woman like this, and I'll shoot. And you know that.
So what I did is I'm transitioning them into the ones that dress up in dresses.
Yeah.
Right.
I make them comfortable the first time with me
smart.
together.
Yes.
It's just like it's the pimp game, you know. The first time you get your
lucky I'm
top
pretty.
bottom your top dollar bitch to take your bottom bitch. You get her to take a woman out, and she's like, look, and she doesn't do it the first time. She's just there to help, and she's the one. She's like, see, it's real simple, it's easy, and then slowly they transition, and then she goes back to being the bottom bitch.
He's calling you a bottom bitch.
I think he is. I think he is. I don't know how. I mean,
But you'll soon be the top bitch, so don't
yeah,
worry.
I should already be the top bitch.
That's
I'm just saying.
It's the Dave Chappelle skit. You've seen it, right?
Yeah.
It's one of the best.
Okay, Daddy.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my god.
Oh man, we gotta have Michelle on more often. It's fun. I like having you here. It's fun. I know you've got it's about that time, and then we've got
motherly duties to get
we've
to.
got an hour.
Now that
20
we've
minutes
talked
in.
about Pornhub and cross dressing.
Don't worry, at least it was us
I think
figuring
we
it
got
out.
a lot in.
Yeah.
No, we talked a lot about art.
Oh no, yes.
Art and stuff too, guys. We talked about art. We talked about McDonald's. We talked about so many good things.
Right.
Shit.
Basically, what it comes down to is support your local artists.
Seriously,
I've
whether
been
they have their
stressing
clothes on or
this
not.
for so long. Just saying.
Even if you can't financially support them, just
Share it.
view it.
There you go.
Watch
View
it. You don't have to pay to watch the majority of your local artists. And if you do, be nice and pay them.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
Or
without
cash
us.
at me. I mean them. I mean all of us.
I take my.
We're all poor.
Everybody.
like weed.
It's like weed.
We do baked goods.
Baked goods.
You come mow my
With
yard.
or without love. It's but let's I do want to say the company, check it out. It's on Fourth Wall Players. Michelle is in it. She's fantastic. Love it. The newest episode is hilarious. If you annoyed with this pandemic shit, it's so funny. Check that out.
Plug your YouTube.
My YouTube is I don't even know.
Oh no.
So while I'm looking that up, so on TikTok,
She does have TikTok, yeah.
Yes.
my TikTok is Bratchell, all one word, BRATCHELLE. It is a combination of my names. I'm a genius.
So genius.
My YouTube is not that, I know, because I've had my YouTube a whole lot longer.
Yeah.
I think it's just my name.
Yeah.
Michelle Bratcher Barrett.
Okay.
Bratcher is BRATCHER BERNDT.
Did you say Barrett?
Barrett.
This whole time I've been saying that wrong in my head.
Everybody says
I've never
it wrong.
said it out loud.
It looks like burnt, but it's Barrett like parent, but yeah.
Barrett.
Burnt. It's burnt, guys. We
It's
all know it's
burnt.
burnt. It's burnt. It's burnt.
Yeah.
We got Bell, we got Burnt, we got Grainger.
And I'm also on Instagram too under Bratchell.
Yeah.
BRATCH.
You have more than one Instagram. Every time you update, I get like 2 with the same picture. I'm like, how's it going on?
Yeah, so I have
Should
a
follow
personal
that.
private one that I do with I have like pictures of my kids and stuff
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
So
that makes sense.
that's not for everyone.
You don't need to see that. Leave
No.
your kids out of this.
It's my family.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah. And you've
Don't
got
mess with my
you do the
family.
same thing though. But these are actually the two. This was actually an intervention for you two guys, back to back, posting the same thing on 2 different Instagrams that I have to see. I'm just kidding. I follow
I try
both your
not to
privates
do that
in
as
there.
much. I try not to put as many selfies on my personal one because I was posting just so many selfies just to get my modeling stuff out there. People just want to see boobs.
Bob's.
They don't care
the
about
gene.
my face.
Bob's
They're
gene.
like,
They do.
so can you take the camera lower?
Just lower. I feel like when you're behind a profile, people will say anything because they know it's not them saying. Like if you saw the same guy and you were sitting there, he would never say that to you because he'd be too afraid of the consequences. Of
Yeah.
it.
He'd probably cream in his pants.
Every
Yeah,
time
just-
every time I've had so many proposals like on TikTok, a lot of Middle Eastern men, and so I take them up on it. I'm like, okay, send me the ring. I wear this size ring. I wear a size 5.5 ring.
Yeah.
So if you want to marry me,
Yeah,
you can just send me a ring, and then if I like the ring, I'll let you know.
I'll hit you back, or block you and block you and keep the ring.
It doesn't even have to be a diamond. I'm
Support
pretty
your
basic.
local TikTok by sending rings. She's Michelle. Next time we see Michelle, she's gonna be walking around with a fucking handful of rings. I can't get rid of these rings. She got a necklace with rings on.
Right.
You can pay me in tattoos too.
Oh, you go.
I'm like way past due on my ink.
Yeah. I've got like 3 tattoos and they all say.
I need more.
Yeah. Tattoos.
So
Tattoos.
support your local artists so that we can get more ink.
Yeah.
It's therapy.
But I'm gonna put your stuff on the bottom. We'll put your stuff so people can know.
Yes.
All your different socials and then the company, and actually we have our own show. We didn't talk about a lot about the show, but we do have a show coming out. But we're probably gonna be on hiatus for a minute.
You've heard us talk about Ultra Joy before. She's also there too.
She's the big part. I can't wait to shoot the second episode.
I'm one of those faces that you just find me everywhere. Everyone's like, "Why you're popping up in things?"
You're everywhere.
I'm everywhere.
It's not a bad thing. That's
And just
means
start-
you're hustling.
I'm hustling. Just give me
I'm a hustler, baby.
Give me money.
Yeah, that's what it's coming. It's coming. It's coming for all of us.
Yeah.
Kokomo Press Podcast.
Hey!
We love you guys. Thank you.
Woo!
2 kisses.
Hey, what up? You just listened to the podcast. Thanks for putting up with us for the last, hour or so. Really appreciate that. You can find us on all major podcast platforms. You can find this guy on a lot of different shit. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, some Instagram shit, whatever. Also, buy our merch. Can I grab you consensually? Buy our merch. Hey, 3-6 Mafia bodied fucking Bone Thugs. Just saying.